Hey, so let's talk about retribution because retribution is it's it's off the rails. It's been off the rails for a long time, but this last week has been kind of nutty. Before we even get into the Riddle match with Mustafa Ali, let's talk about some of the other things that retribution has made the headlines for. So T-Bar decides to explain what T-Bar stands for. T-Bar says that the T stands for trans rights. And then it says the B stands for Black Lives Matter. The T stands for trans rights, and the B stands for Black Lives Matter. I support the trans community fully, T-Bar responded. If I blocked you on Instagram, it's probably because you're an asshole. I don't think their asshole is the one you have to worry about. Oh, so this guy, this guy is, what is he doing? What is he doing? The T in T-Bar stands for trans rights, and the B stands for Black Lives Matter. What a heel. What a heel. Can't stay in character. What an almighty heel. I'm shaking in my boots. I'm shaking in my boots. You're gonna use his character. Now, remember when the guy from the Forgotten Sons, he used his wrestling gimmick to push politics, right? When he says that Forgotten No More or whatever at the end of his support for George Bush, not George Bush, god damn it, Donald Trump. He got lambasted. Now this guy is using his wrestling name to push trans rights and Black Lives Matter. Guarantee nobody said anything. That wasn't it though, because then Mustafa was talking to TV Insider, and he wanted to. And this is what he says. Let's go through this before we get to the match. So he says, TV Insider asks him, "Did it take a lot for WWE to give you the freedom that you wanted?" And Mustafa Ali responds, "I can only speak of my experience with the chairman and the creative team, but not really. You can always tell them what you're capable of doing, or you can show them. The first time I told Vince McMahon I'm a talker, he didn't believe I was. So I recorded my own promos, I recorded my own videos. It's a lot easier to show them what you're capable of doing than telling them. I've got a pretty good range in terms of saying things that I can do." TV Insider continues, "Retribution has gotten a mixed reaction. Is there something missing to make you successful?" Mustafa Ali responds, "The talent is there. The biggest obstacle and challenge the group faces is why. Who are we? Why are we here? What's our vendetta against WWE and corporate infrastructure? We have not been able to tell that story. Retribution is still an opportunity to be on TV every week. We've done stuff, and everyone is aware of who is in the group, but we're not able to address who we really are. I haven't explained why I'm the leader and what power I hold over these people. I like to do so. The fans have been left to connect the dots, which I never like to do. It's a 3-hour show. Stuffing 5,000 pounds into a 5-pound bag isn't going to work. We have to take our time. We're doing the best with the time that we're given." And then he says that Raw Talk helps connect those dots. And then he says, "What does," the TV Insider asks him, "what does going for the United States Championship against Matt Riddle mean to you?" He responds, "It means more to me than it would to a lot of people. My name is Mustafa Ali. Yes, I'm an American, but I feel people don't look at me as an American. When I go to the grocery store with my wife, she wears a hijab scarf over her head, and I notice the glare she gets. Pre-pandemic, when we went out to dinner, she would get the same looks. I'm always conscious that it doesn't feel like home. Why do I feel like a visitor? I was born and raised here. I do love this country and what it can be. Growing up in Chicago, I didn't have someone that looked like me that represented as being an American. I think it would be wild for a kid named Muhammad or Saeed or a girl named Sarah watching Raw seeing a guy named Mustafa Ali holding the United States Championship. Thank God it didn't happen. You want to know why your wife gets weird looks? Because we don't wear hijabs in America. You come from another country with your foreign culture, and then you're surprised that people look at you funny. Oh my God, are you serious? And yes, you were born here. I'm pretty sure your wife might have been born here too. But you're still, hijabs are not part of American culture. Okay, the only people walking around with habits on their head are nuns. Your wife ain't a nun. That is not a traditional American garb. Maybe it is if you lived during the age of the Scarlet Letter, but not not in modern America. And I'm not even anti-Muslim. I'm not anti-Muslim. I support Muslims. I think Muslims are great. But don't ask weird questions. That is a weird question. You're from Chicago. How many people from Chicago are walking around with hijabs on? Your wife and how many tens of other people? In the hundreds of thousands and millions of people who are running around there. What you're doing is irregular. Of course they're going to look at you funny. That's stupid. And until you get it through your thick skull that you're doing something that's outside of the norm, you don't deserve to be the United States champion. Now, this match was pretty good. The Mustafa Ali versus Riddle match from Raw was pretty good. It was not bad. I like that Mustafa Ali did like 4 different versions of the net breaker. Now, I did not like that he did the net breaker from the ring apron. It was a spot to go to commercial. I wasn't a fan of that. But I did like the Bret Hart spot when he threw him chest first into the turnbuckle and then he did a net breaker on the rebound. I like the rolling net breaker. I particularly like that too. But Riddle wins the match with the bro Derek. And after the match, Retribution is cussed out by Mustafa Ali as Riddle escapes and they try to attack him. And these people have made themselves look like goofballs over the last week. I have been one of the last few people who have been saying that Retribution should get some type of break. Mustafa Ali isn't exactly telling the truth when he says, like, we haven't had time to explain. Yeah, you did. They had a chance to explain before they really got started, right? Before Mustafa Ali even joined the group, they were saying things like the WWE has pampered superstars or that are spoiled and they are, the WWE has ruining people's careers and all that type of stuff. But they drifted away from that message. They haven't shown how people's careers are being ruined. They didn't go into individualizing. I think they did it with Mace, maybe on something on Twitter or Instagram or something like that, where they kind of told the story of him being on commentary and getting put through a table and kind of forgotten. Okay? But they haven't done it on TV. They haven't acknowledged too much of anything on TV. And yeah, you can say they haven't been getting a lot of wins, which is usually the issue. But Retribution I'm finally on the get rid of it train. I'm on the train of let's just get rid of it. The T-bar thing, okay, we're done here. Okay? We're done here. All right? When you're trying to virtue signal to the crowd, we're done. Right? And you're in gimmick. It's not like it's under his actual name, which might even, or his other name, which is, even if it was Donovan Djokovic, I'd be like, it's not T-bar. Because Mia Yim still tweets under her Mia Yim name, and she tweets under Reckoning. So if he would have tweeted under Donovan Dijakovic, I'd have been like, suspicious. But he's tweeting under T-Bar, talking about Black Lives Matter and trans rights. Trying to pop the marks on Twitter. Mustafa Ali's wondering why his wife, one of the probably 1,000 women in all of Chicago, a city of over 500,000 people, wearing a hijab, why she gets funny looks. It's like if I walked around wearing a fucking clown makeup, of course people are going to be like, wow, what the hell is going on with you? People want to look, stop, and stare. I'm wearing fucking clown makeup. I'm looking abnormal. Of course. People are going to look at me funny. No, people are not used to hanging around Muslims. Depending on where you go, depending on how much interaction they've ever had with Muslims. In Detroit is a little bit different. You know, because Detroit borders Hamtramck and Dearborn, which are very heavily Muslim populations. We're a little bit more used to seeing hijabs around here. But Chicago, I can see it not being something they normally see. So for him to just have this victim mentality, he needs to go headbutt a wall. They need to go learn about being heels, being bad guys. That includes not wanting fucking sympathy and not trying to pop the marks on Twitter. They're idiots. And that's all it took for... I hope Vince beat them every week now. He's been beating them every week anyway. I hope he beat them every week now. They're idiots. And Mustafa Ali is legitimately good. I like him as a performer. I like him as a personality. I think he has some type of personality as a heel. I think he's kind of found something with the Mustafa Ali character as a heel. I think that he could do more than they have him doing. But no. I will not sit through another lecture on Muslims feeling awkward in America. The only countries where you can go and feel perfectly fine is Saudi Arabia or Iran or something. Because they have Muslims that where hijabs are a regular part of their culture. In America, in England, in westernized countries, the hijab is not normal. That is common fucking sense. That is common sense. That's dumb. All of this is dumb. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah.